Hello! Thanks you for visiting the Other Woman and Man Stories channel. Have you ever experienced such life stories? My name is Michael. My wife Jessica and I have been married for over 30 years. We've known each other since school, growing up in the same neighborhood of our town. We used to work together at a factory, and after the crisis, we managed to open a small private bakery. Jessica took care of the accounting. After years of hard work, we finally flourished and opened several bakeries in the busiest parts of the city. Eventually, we sold our apartment in the city and bought a large country house. We had always dreamt of living in nature, in a house rather than an apartment. We have a son named Jacob, who recently turned 30, but he isn't married and doesn't live with us. Jacob is a very talented IT specialist, well-versed in the latest technology. He helps us in our business and works remotely. Everything was going well, except Jacob didn't seem interested in getting married. His personal life was in disarray. He had been dating a nice girl, but she grew tired of waiting for him to take things seriously and quickly married someone else. We didn't know what to do about our son. The younger generation has a different view on relationships. They don't rush into starting families. Everyone wants to live for themselves and their own interests. My wife Jessica's 50th birthday, her jubilee, was approaching. Our son and I decided to surprise her. We secretly booked a table at a cozy countryside restaurant near our home, arranged live music, and invited our friends. Our son Jacob promised to introduce his new girlfriend, Amanda, as his fiancée. He confessed that he had finally found in her what he couldn't find in others. It was a sensation for us. I was confident that this news would bring immense joy to Jessica on her birthday because she had longed for grandchildren for so long. And finally, the day of my beloved wife Jessica's birthday and jubilee arrived. Both our son and I were ready. We congratulated the birthday girl with flowers and gifts, expressing our heartfelt gratitude, and of course, told her about the surprise party. Jessica, being a clever woman, pretended to be surprised for a moment, and then playfully criticized us for such an unexpected surprise. It turns out that such things should be discussed with a woman in advance so that she has time to prepare her dress, shoes, and various accessories. Being a wise woman, she found out about the party beforehand and secretly prepared herself to look absolutely stunning. Jacob smoothed things over by changing the subject and announcing that he would introduce us to his new fiancée Amanda, which made Jessica incredibly happy. Perhaps even happier than our surprise. The party was wonderful. We received many congratulations from our mutual friends and acquaintances, as well as numerous flowers and well wishes. I was proud of my wife and realized that our life had not been in vain. Just as promised, Jacob introduced his girlfriend as his future wife. She turned out to be amazingly beautiful and intelligent. She even sang a song in Jessica's honor and delivered a beautiful toast at the end. What more could parents wish for their son's happiness? Needless to say, satisfied and slightly weary, we arrived home late at night. Jacob asked if Amanda could spend the night at our house since it was quite far to the city. We had no objections. They were adults and could figure things out themselves. Amanda helped Jessica arrange the flowers and unpack the gifts. Afterward, we finally decided to go to bed. Our bedroom and Jacob's bedroom were on the second floor of the house, on opposite ends of the bathroom, which was in the middle. Jessica continued to attend to tasks on the first floor, while I closed the windows, and after a relaxing shower, eagerly awaited my wife. And then the bedroom door opened quietly, and in the darkness, I heard the soft sound of a woman's footsteps on the floor. You know that feeling, when a woman tiptoes quietly in complete darkness. Jessica sometimes did that when we had guests in the guest room to the right of our bedroom. And then I heard her soft whisper, "I've decided to do this with you." And she crawled under the covers, her head disappearing. I was taken aback and thought she was probably tipsy from the wine, wondering what she meant by this. But before I could fully comprehend, she lowered my towel, and unskilled, tender lips touched the most intimate part of me. Oh, finally! After 30 years, she had decided to do this. I thought and rejoiced. It must be said that my wife Jessica grew up in a conservative American family. Her mother taught her that engaging in such activities with men was something only women of low social responsibility did. And then on the day of her 50th birthday, such a breakthrough happened. My sleep instantly vanished, and I prepared myself to experience pleasure, carefully setting the rhythm. It was so delightful that I couldn't hold back for long and released a copious amount of my essence. Jessica froze under the covers, and a sudden silence filled the room. "Jessica, my love, you're simply enchanting," I exclaimed with a satisfied voice. "Jacob, what's wrong with you?" "Who is Jessica?" I heard in response, and she uncovered a part of the blanket. And in that moment, being in complete darkness, I realized that it wasn't my Jessica at all. Naked under the covers, Amanda stared at me in horror. "Oops," she uttered. "What's happening here? What are you doing here?" she asked me, remaining in a shocked state, mumbling something to herself. I instantly understood what had occurred. My son's fiancée had prepared him an astonishing surprise. But she had obviously mistaken the bedroom and, in the darkness, lost her orientation. His surprise unexpectedly fell to me. I immediately jumped up and tried to escort Amanda out of our bedroom, but I was too late. We came face to face with Jessica, who was about to enter our bedroom. Seeing me in the company of a naked Amanda, wrapped in a towel, she fell into shock and screamed. Needless to say, the remaining part of the night was spent in chaos for our family. Jessica began to hysterically threaten divorce. My son glared at me and Amanda with anger, as if he was about to engage in a fight. Amanda nervously rolled her eyes and muttered something under her breath. With incredible willpower, I'd managed to gather the family around the table for negotiations and tell them the whole truth. Well, almost the whole truth. I explained that Amanda simply mixed up the bedrooms. It's not that difficult. After all, it was her first time in our house, and it's quite logical that she could get lost in the darkness. Nothing bad happened. I noticed it in time and intended to guide my son's fiancée to the right bedroom. What madness is happening here? She's like a daughter to me. I roared in a desperate voice, and it seemed like my loud cry saved the entire situation. Everything fell into place, and we peacefully slept through the night until noon. Although I can't speak for the others, I could hardly close my eyes. I worried that Amanda might accidentally reveal this absurd situation to my son. Imagine the shame that awaited me. I would never have escaped responsibility. But fortunately, everything turned out fine. While having breakfast, I cautiously approached Amanda and told her to forget about this incident. It turns out she wanted to ask the same thing herself, she just didn't know how. Jacob and Amanda soon got married. They had a son, and then a daughter. Happiness finally came to our family. My Jessica never stops delighting in her grandchildren, and Amanda and I smile, remembering this absurd situation with our nighttime adventures and the inappropriate pleasure she gave me by mistake. That's the story of life. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel and be sure to like this video. It will greatly help promote the channel. Take care and have a wonderful day.